Hi guys, it's a pleasure to have you here with us this morning.
Thank you, gracias.
¿Cómo están?
Muy bien.
¿Hablan un poquito de español?
Todo en español.
Todo en español.
Yes, sí.
Perfecto. Pues muchas gracias por estar aquí.
Te quiero mucho.
Ay, yo te quiero mucho también, Mark.
And that's a bad word.
No. Ok, bueno, pues muchas gracias por estar con nosotros esta mañana. Primero que nada, bueno, pues en esta película Guerra de Papás no es la primera vez que trabajan juntos. Sé que lo hicieron antes en The Other Guys. So, cuéntenme un poquito cómo fue trabajar en esta ocasión de nueva cuenta juntos. ¿Qué diferencia hubo con esta otra película?
Well, we had done a previous film called The Other Guys, which in español would be El Otro Hombres. And we had, Mark and I had a great experience. The movie was a hit and also kind of became a kind of cult hit with comedy fans, and it was just a matter of time before we teamed up again. And this was felt like the right opportunity to do a more family comedy. The previous movie we worked on was more of a buddy cop film, and this was a different kind of way for us to kind of team up again.
What about you, your experience, Mark?
I just had a blast working with Will. I hadn't done I hadn't really done any comedy. I had comedic elements to some of the films that I had been in, but my first full-blown comedy was with Will and Adam McKay, and they just made me feel very comfortable. And I felt safe, and I could risk looking ridiculous and know that I would be protected. And then when they asked me to do this movie, I just jumped at the opportunity to work with Will again because he's such a fun guy to work with, and we have great chemistry.
Wait a minute, let's check this microphone.
I think it's working now.
Right?
Check it out. Is this one working? Yes.
Bueno, pues alguien más quiere hacer una pregunta por ahí. A ver, la pregunta número 1, ¿dónde estamos? Allá, Adrián Ruiz, por favor, adelante.
Hi guys, welcome to Mexico. En español, ¿verdad?
Sí, por favor.
Yo me pregunto, en su vida cotidiana, ¿qué es lo más gratificante que han hecho en su faceta de padres, respectivamente?
The best part of fatherhood, I think Mark and I share the same view. It's just, exciting to just be a part of our children's day-to-day lives. Even the most mundane action, like taking them to school and, coaching them, whether it be soccer practice or football or that sort of thing, just being involved in a day-to-day way, which is kind of the most gratifying.
Yeah, I agree. Will doesn't have girls. He only has boys. So life's a little easier for Will. Because at least my girls can be a bit dramatic. Just watching them grow, Well, yesterday was a very, very difficult day in our house. Our football team, the New England Patriots, lost. They won't be going to the Super Bowl, and my son was crying. He was inconsolable because last year we were able to go to the Super Bowl and watch them win, and we had big plans to go, and so they were very, very upset. So it was a hard day yesterday, but it's just so much fun, watching them grow and being there for them in a way that my parents couldn't be there for me. It's a wonderful thing for them.
I also think watching their personalities grow, seeing the fact watching them become different and distinct people as they grow up as well.
Perfect. La segunda pregunta, a ver por ahí número 2, Valentina número 2. ¿Quién nada más? Perfecto. Berenice Villatoro, adelante por favor.
Hola, tengo dos rápidas preguntas. La primera sería, ¿cuáles fueron sus razones personales para hacer esta película? Y la segunda, ¿cuál sería la escena más divertida que les tocó grabar juntos? Gracias.
Like we said before, I mean, the reasons for doing this film, Mark and I, it was an opportunity for us to work together, and this was a different type of film for us to do, to kind of get to explore the story of what it truly means to be a father as opposed to being a dad. And also I don't think a comedy has really explored the story of the stepfather, which is my character, who's usually portrayed as kind of a bad influence. We kind of switched it up, and at the same time, it's while there's a competition throughout the movie, the two kind of fathers learn to kind of co-parent and work together and stop acting like children and become adults and do the right thing for the entire family. In terms of which is funnier, I think they're just two different types of comedy.
Yeah, for me it was a nice change of pace. I'd never really done a family film in a movie that my kids could see other than Transformers. And the opportunity to work with Will again. Like I said, we had such a great time working together. And people really enjoy seeing us together. And for me, I enjoyed making this movie better because there was still a lot of action in the other guys, and so it was nice to just sit on a set and talk and laugh and try things and not getting beaten up. That was nice.
La paleta número 3 para Sally Gutiérrez. ¿Lista? Ya, adelante.
Ustedes dos se conocen bien porque han trabajado varias veces juntos. Mark, por favor, descríbeme cómo es Will en realidad, y Will, por favor, descríbeme cómo es Mark.
Well, I can answer the first part, then you can answer the second part. Will is actually nicer than he appears on screen. He's just a sweet, kind guy, very thoughtful, family man. But I wouldn't cross him. I wouldn't cross him. There's one bit of advice that I can give about Mr. Ferrell.
I would say the same about Mark. Don't ever cross him. No. Mark, I don't know. I watch, I think Mark's story from where he's come from to what he's built as an actor, as a producer, as a business person is, I'm kind of a little bit in awe of it. He's always, working on these films that are, I don't know if I've ever seen Mark in a bad movie or give a bad performance. He's consistently great, and like I said, really enjoys spending time with his family and knows how important that is. But he's really not in that good a shape. I know he looks like he's muy fuerte, but he's actually quite weak.
No le creemos nada, ¿verdad? La número 4, por favor, Alberto Rojas. Allá.
Hola, ¿qué tal? Yo quería preguntarles nada más cuáles son los retos que tienen ustedes como papás cuando son dos padres que están constantemente fuera de casa por cuestiones de trabajo.
I think there's this perception that our kids are enamored and impressed with what we do as actors, and I think they could really care less, and that you still. I mean, there are times when we have kind of access to things that other people don't, but at the same time, you still have to kind of do the basic nuts and bolts of parenting that we all have to do.
And the hard hardest thing is being apart, you know, being away. So my friends don't understand that when I'm home, why I can't go out to dinner or go hang out. Because, you know, what free time I have, I'm spending it with my family. If I'm not working, I'm home with the kids. If I want to do anything on my own, such as play golf, I have to do it at 6 in the morning, so I'm home still by 8:30, you know. But yeah, the hardest part is just being away.
La pregunta número 5 para Juan Carlos García.
Buenos días a los dos, buenos días a todos. Se acerca los Óscares, tenemos un mexicano que está nominado y ustedes son importantes de la academia. Me gustaría saber si tienen alguna favorita de las nominadas y qué piensan de la controversia que se ha suscitado, porque muchos actores, algunos actores african-americanos, negros, dicen que pues que hace falta más presencia de ellos de raza o más racial dentro de los nominados.
You know, in terms of the films, I mean, I'm very excited for a movie called The Big Short, which was directed by Adam McKay, who we did The Other Guys with. So I think we're kind of pulling for Adam. In terms of the controversy, you know, I think I know I'm boycotting because I'm not nominated, so I will not be attending. And that's fine. I don't care who begs me to go. You know, I mean, I think it's a slippery slope in a way. I mean, I think everyone in Hollywood, I think the studios have to be vigilant about trying to always search for projects that are, you know, ethnically diverse and that sort of thing. So I don't, in some ways, I don't think it's a fair question to ask the actors. I think you need to ask the studios.
I mean, look, we're always pushing for more diversity. For me, as far as the films, I think, you know, there are many talented people out there, and a lot of times people don't get recognized. But, you know, you just got to continue to do the best work that you can. I certainly have never made a film in hopes of getting recognized by the Academy. If those things happen, fantastic. If not, you know, I've always made the films and looked at it as, okay, this particular company is invested in me, and I need to make sure that the movie can be as successful as possible at the box office, because at the end of the day, it is a business, and if my movies aren't successful at the box office, they're not going to allow me to work anymore. And there's a lot of people out there with a lot of talent that aren't getting the chances, that are, you know, black, white, Latino, Asian, you know, all these things, so we need to continue to push for more diversity.
And I think the Academy has announced, you know, they're taking extra steps to try to diversify the voting body and things like that. So I think, you know, it's all being discussed, and you know, we'll see what happens for future, you know, nominations.
Thank you for that. Colegas, entiendo que de pronto nos interesa conocer un poquito más cuestiones que no tienen que ver con la película, pero tratemos de concentrarnos un poquito más en Guerra de Papás para que ellos pues, nos sigan compartiendo lo que fue hacer esta película. Ahora Lorena de la Barrera, número 6 de TV Azteca, por favor.
Hola, ¿cómo le hicieron para convertir en comedia un tema bastante difícil para los niños, como es la separación de sus padres y la llegada de un padrastro a la casa?
Can you, what's the first part of the question? Well, I think, you know, it was actually, you know, the genesis of it came from the original writer, Brian Burns, and this is really just a heightened version of his life. He was placed in this situation. His wife already had 2 children that he was, you know, becoming kind of the stepfather too, and he was constantly dealing with the biological father who would come in and out of their lives and somewhat create havoc. So we just thought that felt like it was a story that was hadn't really been told before, and just felt like it was fertile ground to be comedic, because we could, you know, kind of show both characters' parenting styles and trying to win the affections over the kids, and all of that was a nice backdrop to kind of create a funny movie.
Yeah, for me, I mean, these guys have done a great job developing the script. I had come onto the film much later on in the process. It was already written and pretty much right there on the page. And I just love the idea of playing Dusty. I love the idea of working with Will. And I love the idea of us competing in that way. And so for me, it was just something that worked on the page, and I thought it would make for a great movie.
Bien, ahora la número 8 de Lucero Calderón, por favor. ¿Dónde estás, Lucero?
Acá. Hola, buenos días. Quisiera saber si les ha pasado como la escena final, ¿no? Cuando ven que hay un papá como más guapo, más atractivo que ustedes, y cómo lidian con eso cuando obviamente van a la escuela con sus hijos. Y la otra, Marco, hablabas del ridículo, que mencionabas ese término. Me gustaría saber, te conocemos como más en papeles dramáticos, ¿cómo lidias con eso o cómo manejas en set la cuestión del ridículo, de hacer escenas chistosas, pero que al final de cuentas rompen un poco lo que venías haciendo? ¿Cómo lo manejas? Gracias.
I think the question was, have we ever come up against other dads who are more good looking than us? I know I haven't. Yeah,
It happens to me every day.
yeah, I'm used to it. So,
And as far as trying comedy, and like I said, there were comedic elements to performances that I've done in the past, but I've never done full-blown comedy. And coming from a dramatic background, if you do comedy and you don't get it right, you probably won't get too many more chances to do it again. So I was, you know, very particular in who I was going to work with the first time around. And for me, the approach is still the same. I very much play it very real. Usually the circumstances are pretty crazy, so that allows an opportunity to create the humor. And, but you know, as soon as I met Will, I was probably about 5 minutes into the conversation where Will and I and Adam McKay were having dinner, and I said to them, I'd like to do the movie. And they were like, well, we haven't even ordered, we haven't talked about the movie yet, we don't even know what it is. And I said, I don't care, I want to work with you guys. And they said, okay. And then they told me the idea, which I loved for the other guys. And then, you know, 3 months later, we got the script, and 3 months after that, we were shooting the movie. So it just kind of happened like that.
Bien, ahora la paleta número 9 de Jonathan Sánchez. Acá. Gracias.
Bueno, mi pregunta es, ¿qué tan difícil o qué tan fácil es para ustedes trabajar con niños en el set? Y en el caso de este rodaje de Guerra de Papás, ¿cómo fue la relación de ustedes con los dos niños que hacen los papeles de sus hijos?
the children actors in the movie were fantastic. Sean Anders, our director, he kind of painstakingly auditioned a number of kids to kind of find the right fit, because it can be hard in Hollywood in the sense that a lot of child actors have already taken acting classes, and they're kind of their mannerisms are already kind of practiced, and you really want kids who are just being as natural as they can be. So that was really important to find these two actors who were great and really committed to the role in a real way.
They were sweethearts, and they were very excited to be in the movie, and just having a lot of fun, but also professional. And it was nice. Now, who knows? We may see them. You know, now the movie's a big hit in America, and so they may already, you know, have changed. They're gonna have big egos now. But when we worked with them, they were absolute sweethearts. And like I said, very professional. So.
La pregunta número 10 para Arturo Tobar, por favor. Gracias.
Muy bien. Buenos días. Sabemos que tienen muy buena química, que se van excelente, pero algo que pudimos ver en esta película es que se ven extremadamente cómodos abrazándose sin playera. ¿Es algo que hagan constantemente o lo estuvieron practicando para que saliera perfecto?
You know, I don't normally like body hair either. Will's very hairy, but he smells very nice. He's clean and warm. So I love to embrace Will as often as possible. I remember the first time we were riding on a motorcycle, and I was holding on to him, and I was like, I remember I had to do that in the movie Ted with Sam Jones, who played Flash Gordon. He didn't smell as nice as Will. And he had a spandex suit on, so it was very awkward. We were riding that like space jet ski.
It was smelling.
Yes.
Yeah.
Spandex. I didn't say it, you did.
No, I said the spandex.
Oh yes, the spandex was smelling. I don't know. The texture is not quite the same, but I was riding in the back of the motorcycle with Will, and I was smelling his hair. I was like, wow, his hair smells really nice. And I guess he puts Moroccan oil in his hair. If you get a chance later, smell his hair.
When we're all done, all of you can come up one at a time and smell my hair. If you want to, you don't have to.
Should be mandatory.
Ahora, por favor, con Daniela, la número 11, exactamente.
Hola, ¿qué tal, chicos? Hola, ¿qué tal, chicos? Buen día. Mi pregunta es la siguiente. Sabemos que esta película trae consigo muchos valores, los cuales, obviamente, yo creo que el principal es, pues, para los niños, ¿no? El valor de la lealtad y del respeto hacia un padrastro o hacia un padre. En su caso, yo quisiera preguntarle a los dos, ¿qué creen que ¿cómo creen que los niños toman este mensaje y cómo lo logran transmitir? Gracias.
How do I get the message? I don't know. Yeah, I don't know if I understand the question exactly. Do you understand it, Martin?
Well, yeah, I think so. I think she was saying about children needing to respect their step parents and also be loyal to their real parents. And I come from divorce, so I hated my stepfather, and he was a piece of crap. All right, he was. I don't know how to say shit in Spanish, but if I did, I would. Lleva. He was a real piece of lleva.
Mierda.
Thank you, sir. But my mother was always like, hey, you need to be respectful and kind, and I was a teenager, so it was very difficult for me to do that. Ultimately, they are not married anymore. My mother realized later what I knew right away. But no, it is important to have kids respect. I mean, dealing with respect issues with us, with my kids and adults and with my friends, it's a fine line because, you know, especially with my sons, I do want to have fun and hang out, and I'm hanging out with my buddies, but they need to be respectful. Also need to be appreciative that they're fortunate to have things that I never had when I was a kid. So for me, the key in raising my own children is, you know, to be able to walk that fine line. I want to give them all the things that I never had, but also I need to give them the guidance that I didn't really have, and being, you know, good, well-rounded individuals. So.
¿Algo que agregar? No, ¿verdad? Bueno, la número 12, y esta será la última pregunta del día, así es que por favor, Eduardo Gutiérrez.
Hola, ¿cómo están? Buenos días. Me gustaría un poco retomar lo que les hacían y saber particularmente cuál es el mensaje que les gustaría a ustedes, con el que la audiencia se quedara ahora que tienen la oportunidad de hablarle a niños y a familias en este tiempo de crisis tan difícil. Y también saber un poco si ustedes en su carrera se han tenido que enfrentar, ya lo conocen también un poco, hacia alguien más joven y cómo lo abordan desde ese sentido de ver que poco a poco llegan nuevas generaciones y pues hay que abrazar el hecho de que se ocupan lugares en la actuación también. Gracias.
You look perplexed again. Yeah, I'm perplexed. I don't understand that question either. Have we faced something? Could you repeat the question?
Is there any particular message
Con el micrófono, por favor.
Okay. You know, you have the chance now to speak to families, to the children. We are in so many crises. So there's any kind of message that you wanted to send to them? And also, if in your career, do you feel in any time that you face someone younger than you, how you manage that when you realize that the new generations are coming to Hollywood?
We just wanted to make a funny movie.
Come on, you can do it.
Yeah, I mean, it's not, you know, it's really a movie that's kind of taking advantage of the fact that families are changing, and that, you know, there's obviously a mother and a father. It's just the traditional family, but now there's going to be step parents and, you know, same-sex parents and all that sort of thing. And so we're you know, I think it's just kind of capitalizing on that, and in the end, you know that it doesn't matter what form your family takes in terms of and how many different types of parents you can have, as long as you all work together, you can be effective in terms of parenting and providing kind of a household that's secure and full of love and you know, helpful to the children.
Yeah, for me, I mean, you know, the second half of the question, you know, constantly just trying to lead by example. You know, I go out there if I want to accomplish something. I know the only way to do that is by working and working hard. I come from a very, very poor background, and you know, I was able to accomplish a lot of things by really working hard. And so, you know, without any real formal education, training in acting, any example to follow as far as people paving the way for me. But, you know, I had dreams and aspirations and goals, and I worked hard to go and accomplish them. And I encounter a lot of younger actors and people that come and ask me for advice and things of that nature. And for me, it's about the work, you know. But, you know, certain people are in it for certain reasons, you know. Certain people are in it to have, you know, financial success. Other people want fame and notoriety. Other people want acclaim and awards and those things. And for me, it's always about the work, and it's always about working hard and being a good example on a personal level. If I can overcome the obstacles and adversity that was in front of me, then certainly anybody else can do it, putting in the real time and effort and energy and commitment. So.
Well, thank you very much. It was a pleasure to have you with us this morning in Mexico City.
Thank you.
Good luck with that is fun. Gracias.
Thank you so much.
Muchas gracias a todos ustedes por habernos acompañado. Bueno, pues hasta aquí llegamos con esta conferencia de prensa de Guerra de Papás. Les recuerdo que esta tarde los dos protagonistas estarán presentes en CDMX Antara a las 6 de la tarde. Ahí los esperamos y muchas gracias de nueva cuenta por estar con nosotros. Por favor, no se acerquen mucho los fotógrafos. Un aplauso fuerte para Will Ferrell y para Wahlberg.
One more center, guys, please. Center mark.
Mark,
Thank you very much.
They keep us separated.
Okay.
We don't really like each other.